So guys, in today's video we are going to study the reaction involving the cleavage of CO bond in alcohols. Yes, so what we are going to study is the reactions which involves the cleavage of C and an O bond in alcohols. So basically under this concept we are mainly focusing on one important reaction which itself called as a dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration of alcohol. So what we are going to study today guys, in the cleavage of the CO bond, okay, in that majorly we are focusing on one important reaction which itself is called as what? Dehydration of alcohol. So before going to this topic, let me remind you, and to be more particular, I am going to ask you a question. What is this question, sir? What happens when you remove the water from the alcohol? I repeat my question. What happens when you remove the water from alcohol? If your answer is, sir, we have to study now, then it is not your answer. Why I am saying this? So guys, let me go back to some previous videos where we have discussed about the preparation of alcohols. Alva, I repeat, where we have studied about the preparation of alcohols. From there, let me choose one important concept, that how we were preparing the alcohols from alkenes. I repeat, in that part, that is in the preparation of alcohols, let me remind you, or you just to recall the reaction, how did we prepare alcohol from alkenes? Yes, that is when alkenes were hydrated. That means on addition of water to alkenes, we were getting alcohols. Alva? So, yavaga navu water na alkenes. Alva? Alkenes. The treat mardaga, namge en barta ittu? Alcohols barta ittu. So, this process was called as what? Hydration. This process was called as hydration. Alva, one of the important reaction we saw in the preparation of alcohol, and also we studied its mechanism. Okay, so now what is the relation between what we are studying now and what we have studied earlier? Of course, the answer is in front of you. In today's part, we are going to study about dehydration of alcohol. What we are doing? The dehydration of alcohol. So what is the relation? Can you just find out? So when alkenes were treated with water, you got what? Alcohols. Now, from the formed alcohols, if I am going to remove the water, I repeat, from the formed alcohols, if I am going to remove the water, what is the product I should get? What is the product I should get when I am removing the water from alcohol? Simple question. Alkenes ide reaction hi hoga na wapas. Let us just make our mind to go once again to the previous reaction, that is in the preparation of alcohols from alkenes. We came to know that when alkenes were hydrated, I got alcohol. There itself, if I have done what? From the formed alcohol, if I am going to remove the water, what I should have got? Alkenes. Alva. The same fact we are going to study today under the concept which one? Cleavage of CO bond. Why did I say this? Alva, because of course in chemistry you will be having a number of reactions. And it's a common thing by each and every student who are saying that, so there are many such reactions, how can we remember it? So do remember, each and every reactions are interrelated. I repeat, each and every reactions are interrelated. If you think whatever the reaction you are studying is a new, it will be a new reaction for you. But if you think whatever the reaction you are studying is an old one, but it is somewhat related, it will be an interesting reaction for you. So it depends on you, how do you take the reaction. The greatest example is in front of your eyes. When hydration of alkene was taken place, we have got what? Alcohol. So alcohol water, alkenic water bandidke alcohol bantu. Ade alcohol inda igna water tegdre en barbeku? Alkenes barutte. So that is what we can say magic of your organic reactions. Okay. So in that part, we are first going to study about dehydration of alcohol, and also we are going to see its mechanism. Very much important. The mechanism can come in your PU board exam. So coming now, what do you mean by this dehydration alcohol? Remember guys, whatever the alcohol we are taking, it can undergo dehydration. Dehydration means what? Removal of water molecule. Removal of water molecule. That means why I am saying D means removal. Hydration means water. So removal of water molecule. When? Yes, by using a strongest dehydrating agent, one of the commonly used. Yes, that is our concentrated H2SO4, or also you can take your orthophosphoric acid H3PO4. In the presence of the catalyst like your anhydrous zinc chloride or some alumina catalyst. Alumina catalyst. So, how can you now define dehydration of your alcohol? So, alcohols undergo dehydration when treated with concentrated H2SO4 or your H3PO4, that is orthophosphoric acid, in the presence of a catalyst that could be anhydrous zinc chloride or alumina, to form what it would be giving. This is very much important, to form alkenes. To form alkenes. Let us take some important reactions. Let me give us a general reaction. C and C, which is having one H, is an alcohol. So when I am treating this one in the presence of an acid and heating it, remember what I should get the product? Yes, double bond C. So how I am getting this? So this is moving out as OH minus. So what happens? It is valency on this carbon decreases. So this bond will be coming over here. Hydrogen will be moved out as H plus. So H plus plus OH minus gives us the water. So whatever the single bond which was present between the CC, it will be having now double bond. So this is a general representation. So whenever you remember, whatever, it may be a primary alcohol, it may be a secondary alcohol, or even it may be a tertiary alcohol. Whenever the alcohols are being dehydrated in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 or your orthophosphoric acid, yes, what happens? You will be getting the respective alkenes. Okay. So let us take first of all a primary example. That is, if I take an ethanol, primary alcohol, C2H5OH. So when it is treated in the presence of your sulfuric acid, nearly in the temperature range, I can say as a 443 Kelvin. Yes. So what is the product we will be getting? It will be my question. Yen barutte product to heg baribodu navu C2H5 na CH3 CH2OH ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಇದು ನಾನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ CH2H CH2OH. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ OH ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವೇಲೆನ್ಸಿ ಬಂತು? ಬರೀ 3 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು? CH2 ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ CH2. So what I am getting is an ethene plus water. So they can ask you a question. How can you prepare ethene from ethanol? So you have to study in this way also. Don't just see the reaction how it is given. Whenever you see a reaction, try to frame a question by yourself. Okay. So it will be easy for your remembrance. ಎಷ್ಟು complex question ಹಾಕ್ತಿರೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. How can you prepare ethene from ethanol? Yes, by mere dehydration of that ethanol, we will be getting our ethene. Please do remember, the conditions are very much important. Let us take now a secondary alcohol. Yes, CH3, CHOH. Let me take over here as a CH3. Yes. So this one, in the presence of, I am taking 85%. Okay, 80 to 85% of your H3PO4 at nearly of 440 Kelvin. So what happens? You have to just remember, okay, phosphoric acid bandide. So agar enagbekido? Yes, once again it has to undergo dehydration. ಸೊ ಒಂದು OH ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, OH ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಈಗ CH2H ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ EH ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, EH ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, CH3 CH ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ CH2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಹೌ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್? ಯಾವತ್ತೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿ OH ಏನ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದು ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ, ಈಗ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟೇಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ನೀವು ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಸಿ, ಅದು ಬಿಸೈಡ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ವೇಲೆನ್ಸಿ ಸಾರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾ, OH ಹೋಗಿ 3 ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ತೆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ವೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ನ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಅದು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್. ಏನಿದ್ರ ಹೆಸರು, ಪ್ರೊಪೇನ್ 2-ಆಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಪೇನ್ 2-ಆಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಯು ವಾಟ್, propene, prop 1ene ಅಂತಾನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ how can you convert propane 2-all to prop 1ene ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, propene ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ವೇ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ದೆನ್ CH3 OH ಅಲ್ವಾ. So this one in the presence of nearly, if I take 20% of H3PO4 plus 358 Kelvin. So what we are getting, yes, ಒಂದು OH ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ECH3 ಅಥವಾ ECH3 ಅಥವಾ ECS, ಯಾವ CH3 ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಉಂಟು. So let me take this one itself. So what are we getting, CH3 C double bond CH2 single bond CH3. Yes or no? So by this way we are getting our alkenes. Is that clear? Let me just say this part. Idu hege name martira annadu important. So guys, you remember most of you do a mistake over here. What is the mistake? CH3 OH. Idu hege name martira anta keldaga ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿನೇ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಡೂ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು IUPAC system, we have to frame a structure. We have to frame a structure in such a way that it should contain a maximum number of carbon atoms. So how this alcohol can be written? Yes. So CH3. Let me take this OH over here. Okay. This is CH3 over here. And as usual, this CH3. So first case ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು, ಬರೀ 2 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬಂತು ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚೈನ್ ರೂಲ್. ಅದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, 3 carbon atoms I am getting. So this is the framed structure for the given tertiary butanol. Okay, tertiary butanol is a common name. So idrad enagutte alva, 1 2 3. Anyway you can go 1 2 3 anta hogbodu. 1 2 3 namge carbon containing the functional group should get the least number. So yen barutte, yes, 2 methyl propane 2-all. 2 methyl propane 2-all. Most of you do a mistake. Instead of you write what? Yes, you will be writing as 2,2 dimethyl ethanol anta barite. That is the wrong thing. Yen baritira iga 2,2 dimethyl ethanol. Alva, whether it is right, because the structure is what it is saying. It is 2 methyl propane 2-all it is. Alva, can you see how much vary is it? This is totally, it will be a wrong structure. Okay, so our tertiary butanol IUPAC name is what? 2-methyl propane 2-all. Is that clear? So whenever we have to remember what? Whenever a tertiary alcohol, even though secondary, even though primary, whenever they are undergoing a dehydration, we will be getting our respective alkenes. Is that clear? So now it's our duty to know the mechanism. What it is? To know the mechanism. That is, how does this dehydration reaction is getting proceed? Alva, ಈಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಆಸಿಡ್ ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಡಿಹೈಡ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು again and again I am using my acid over there. Of course, as an explanation I have said what? It is used as a dehydrating agent. But how did the first scientists came to know that acid are acting as a dehydrating agent? Only by this mechanism. Okay, now let us study about it. So first step 1, what does it says? It says about formation of protonated alcohol. Formation of protonated alcohol. That means what? Yes. As I said, first we have to treat our alcohol with an acid. Okay, let me choose a primary alcohol itself. That CH3, CH2, OH. Okay. So what I am done? I have introduced my acid over here. So what it will try to do first? Yes. By utilizing the lone pair of electrons on the oxygen atom, the proton will attack this oxygen. Alva. So that is the reason what it is called as formation of protonated alcohol. That means the alcohol is proton bandu adjust agta undu, bandu koorta undu. So that means what you are going to get? CH3, CH2, O. One H madle ittu, ಇನ್ನಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು H ಬಂದು ಕೂರ್ತು. Since it has utilized its electrons, I will be writing its positive sign on the oxygen atom. Please do remember about the arrow notation is always from negative to positive. And ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಒಂದು atom ಗೆ positive charge ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay. So this was the first step, and do remember it was the fast step. It was the fast step. Step 2. Step 2. What is that? Formation of carbocation. Formation of carbocation. Let us see how does it takes place. So what has we have got? Yeah, this is my product which has been obtained in the step 1. Alva, protonated alcohol. Let me write it once again. CH3, CH2, OH2 plus anta barkuntini. Alva, OH2 plus. So do remember now what happens. Since it is in the water, H2O, since oxygen is having a positive charge, what it will try to do due to its higher electronegativity? First only we know that oxygen is higher electronegative element, and moreover it is having a positive charge. So what happens? It will have a strong effect to attract the bond towards itself. Alva. So when it takes place, what happens? You will be getting CH3, CH2 plus water. Alva, water has been getting released. H2O horg bantu. Formation of a carbocation. Do remember, it is the slowest step. It is the slowest step. So according to kinetics, hodre rate determining step yavadagirutte iga? Of course, the formation of carbocation. Hagadre artha enu? Overall dehydration of alcohol is depending upon this carbocation which has been formed. I repeat, overall dehydration of your alcohol to give alkene is dependent upon your step 2, that also with respect to this formation of carbocation. You will get to know when I ask you a question that why I am stressing this step. Okay, now once we have got the carbocation, now comes your step 3. That is what? Formation of alkene. Formation of alkene by elimination of proton. By elimination of proton. That means what, sir? Let us see. So let me write my CH3 is in this way so that it would be easy for me to show. CH3, then here you are having CH2 and this carbon is having a positive charge. Yes or no? So now what they have said, I have to form an alkene by what? Elimination of proton. Since your carbon is having a positive charge, so what it will try to do? It will try to balance its tetravalence. And how it is possible? By shifting of the electron which has been shared between a carbon and a hydrogen of its adjacent carbon. Alva. So when it happens, what happens? So C double bond C banta. Estu C H ulkonutiga. ಇಲ್ಲಿ EH ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂತು. EH ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂತು? Since it is acting as a catalyst, it has to regenerate back ಅಲ್ವಾ? Then what is left over now? H and a H, H and a H. So can you see how by dehydration process from alcohol we have obtained the alkene? Totally 3 important steps are involved in the mechanism. And in those 3 important steps, the major important step is which one? The formation of carbocation. As I have said, now I will ask you a question. What is the question, sir? Of course, I said what? Your primary, secondary and tertiary. Alcohols undergoes hydration to give the alcohol. But now my question is, you have been given with 3 beakers. What you have been given with the 3 beakers. Let the first beaker contains your primary alcohol. Okay. Secondary in the second beaker. Tertiary alcohol in the third beaker. Okay. And you have been given with a suitable concentrated acids. To do what? Dehydration process na ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Suitable acids na ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 85% ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 20% H3PO4 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ H2SO4 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. My question is, remember, my question is, among these 3 alcohols, which alcohol will give at a faster rate the respective alkene? Which alcohol will give at a faster rate their respective alkene? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಸರ್? 3 ಬೀಕರಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಉಂಟು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬೀಕರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬೀಕರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಬೀಕರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ಷರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್. 3 ಬೀಕರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಡಿಹೈಡ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬೀಕರ್ಗೆ H2SO4 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬೀಕರ್ಗೆ 85% ಆರ್ಥೋಫಾಸ್ಫರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಬೀಕರ್ಗೆ ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ 20% ಆರ್ಥೋಫಾಸ್ಫರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿ ಅಟ್ ಅ ಟೈಮ್ ನೀವು 3 ಬೀಕರಿಗೂ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಡಿಹೈಡ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ನ ಹಾಕಿ, ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಹಾಕಿ. ಯಾವ ಬೀಕರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ಕಿನ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಂದ್ರ? ಯಾವ ಬೀಕರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅತಿ ಬೇಗವಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಲ್ಕಿನ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ? I will be giving you the 3 seconds. Which among the 3 beakers will be giving you the first product of your alkene? First, ati bega, at a faster rate, which beaker will give you the respective alkene? Think. The hint is, the answer is in the mechanism. Answer is in the mechanism. Okay. So if your answer is tertiary alcohol, well and good. If not, let's see the explanation. As I have said in my earlier videos, if a reaction has to produce a product, that means what has to take place? It has to attain a stable condition. So when we are checking for the dehydration of alcohol, in the second step we are observing the formation of a carbocation. Whatever the alcohol you may choose, the steps will be same. Since I have used here a primary alcohol, I have got as a primary carbocation. But in case if I use a tertiary alcohol, what should I have got? A tertiary carbocation. Compared to tertiary and that of your primary carbocation, which is more stable? Of course, our tertiary carbocation. So always a reaction will try to proceed in its most stable way. Alva? So of course now this will what it will try to do? It will form a primary carbocation. It will form a secondary carbocation. It will form a tertiary carbocation. So among these 3, which is the most stable? Tertiary carbocation. So that will be that path. Alva? The reaction will adopt a path in which you will be getting the most stable intermediate. That is your tertiary carbocation in this case. So ಬೇಗವಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಆ ರೂಟ್ ನ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೂಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಷರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಲ್ಕಿನ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. Soon after tertiary alcohol, will be our secondary alcohol, which is somewhat more stable when compared to primary alcohol. Then it will be given by your alkene, and at last by your primary alcohol. Are you getting why? Because the important stable intermediate which is forming is the carbocation. Overall reaction or overall product is dependent upon this carbocation which is formed. So therefore we write the dehydration order. The dehydration order is first is our tertiary alcohol, then it comes with respect to our secondary alcohol, and at final we are having our respective primary alcohol. Very much important, guys. These are some important things you should make a note, because very much important in your competitive exams. They will be giving you the sequence of alcohols and they will ask you to arrange them in the increasing or decreasing order of their dehydration order. So you should have a knowledge that, okay, tertiary alcohol first barbituric, then secondary, then tertiary. What I have written, it is in the decreasing order. Yavatte increasing order anta kelidre ulta agbeku. And do remember, the signs are very much important. Most of the fellows are confused with this sign. Yelli bayi open agirutte alli enanta artha avaru tumbane doddu vyakti anta artha alva. So just you remember in this way. This is an open mouth, this is a closed mouth. When we have an opened mouth, whenever we see something astonishing, a bigger thing. So whenever our mouth is shut, when we are seeing simple things, the same scenario over here. One which is having the higher ability, that is increasing order, means the mouth should open. Decreasing order means the mouth should get closed. So decreasing order na last agi namge least fellow sigbeku. Increasing order na last ali namge highest fellow sigbeku. These are the common things you should not learn now. In your previous primary class only you should know. But those who are having the confusion, I am just clearing it once again. Is that clear? So now we have come to know that whenever an alcohol is undergone a dehydration, it will be giving you the respective alkenes. Though the alcohol is primary, secondary, tertiary, no matter, if you are doing a dehydration process, it has to give you the respective alkenes. Is that clear? Okay. And also we came to know with respect to the dehydration order, that is the highest dehydration order is for your tertiary alcohol, then to your secondary alcohol, and then to your primary alcohol. And overall thing is dependent on what factor? Yes, the formation of their respective carbocations. Is that clear? Okay. So next we are going to deal with one of the most important reaction, which is called as oxidation. It's called as oxidation. Here also we are going to relate this topic with some other previous topics. Okay, let us see it. So guys, now the next important reaction we are going to study is called as an oxidation. So before going to this topic, once again I would like to recall the concept of your preparation. What we have said, whenever we are going to reduce, that is, whenever we are going to reduce the carbonyl compounds. For example, if I am going to reduce an aldehyde, yes, when aldehydes were reduced, what did I get? Yes, primary alcohol. Alva. Similarly, when ketones were reduced, what did I get? Secondary alcohol. Now here the question is what? So whatever these were there, that is the preparation of alcohols we have studied, it was all coming under the topic of reduction. Alva. So when aldehydes were reduced, I got a primary alcohol. When ketones were reduced, I got a secondary alcohol. So in oxidation means what we know. Oxidation has a definition as what? It may be an addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Alva. So that process will be called as an oxidation process. Alva. In terms of atoms, if we are talking about. Why I am using this over here? Now what I am choosing is, if I am taking a primary alcohol. If I am choosing a primary alcohol. So from this primary alcohol, if I am eliminating hydrogen, what is the product I should get? What is the product I should get? Yes, it will be our aldehydes. It will be our aldehydes. Similarly, from secondary alcohol, if I am going to eliminate my hydrogen, that is I am going to remove my hydrogen, what I should get? The ketones. So this is what we are going to study in this oxidation process. Why I am saying this? Just to ensure you that you are not reading or writing something new. We are just seeing the facts in an opposite manner what we have dealt earlier. Preparation ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಏನಂತ, ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಬಂತು. ಅದೇ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಇಂದ ನಾನೀಗ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ನ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಯುವರ್ ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ಸ್. The same concept. So when ketones were reduced in the presence of hydrogen, I got what? Secondary alcohol. So from that secondary alcohol, if I am going to remove that hydrogen, what I should get? Ketones. So that is itself is called as what? Oxidation process we are going to study. But before going to study this one, of course we should know one important thing. Okay sir, you are saying that we are removing the hydrogen. But from where does this hydrogen will be removed from your alcohols? Let us see that part. So if I consider my general representation of alcohol, if I write it in this way, okay, a normal alcohol, do remember during this oxidation process of your alcohol, it mainly involves the formation of CO double bond. Okay, whenever an alcohol is undergoing oxidation means first it is going to form the CO double bond. During this formation of carbon oxygen double bond, we can see that there is a simultaneous cleavage. There is a simultaneous cleavage of CH bond and OH bond. That means what? O and H bond is breaking, C and H bond is breaking. Of course, two hydrogens are getting out. That itself is our hydrogen which is being eliminated out from the alcohol. For that is the reason it is called as what? Oxidation. That is removal of hydrogen. So what is the hint we are getting over here is whenever an alcohol is undergone oxidation, it will be giving us the carbonyl compounds. It will be giving you the carbonyl compounds. Okay, so one important hint we came to know. Now the second most important thing what I would like to recall is, so when we were doing the reduction process, there we have used certain specific reagents. What was that? Hydrogen in the presence of nickel, platinum or palladium catalyst, or also your lithium aluminum hydride. Such important reducing agents were used, alba. Similarly, whenever we are carrying out the oxidation also, we require certain oxidizing agents. So remember, here we are going to study more basically three important oxidizing agents. First is our acidified KMNO4, or sometimes we also in many of your books they are also given as alkaline KMNO4. Both are also good reducing agents. Okay, acidified KMNO4 or alkaline KMNO4. Second one is our PCC, which I am going to say what does it mean. Third one is our chromic anhydride, CrO3. Now let us deal one by one. What happens? So remember guys, whatever this acidified or alkaline KMNO4 is there, remember, very much important, they are strongest reducing agent. What they are? They are the strongest oxidizing agent. Strongest oxidizing agent. Whereas your PCC and your chromic anhydride, they are the weak oxidizing agent. Weak oxidizing agent. Why I am saying so, you'll come to know when I write a reaction. So what we did was, basically we took our primary alcohol, that is ethanol. So when it was treated with your acidified KMNO4, of course what we were knowing that primary alcohol should give us the aldehyde. But since KMNO4 being a strongest oxidizing agent, it didn't stop. I repeat, it didn't stop in aldehyde. In turn, what it did, it further oxidized your aldehyde to form the respective carboxylic acid. That is, whenever an ethanol is treated with an acidified KMNO4, we got an acetic acid. So in simple terms, what it is saying, whenever we are choosing an acidified or an alkaline KMNO4, we are seeing the direct conversion of alcohol to carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. So why I'm saying this? Because certain times they can give you as CH in the same way, CH3, CH2OH, and here they will be giving us an acidified KMNO4. Identify the product. So what we know, okay, KMNO4 is a oxidizing agent. But we don't know that if you are not knowing what it is the strongest oxidizing agent, what you will write? The respective aldehyde you will be writing. Alva RCHO. That is a wrong. Because whenever we are choosing our KMNO4, it will not stop to aldehyde or ketone. What it will do? It will further oxidize your aldehydes and ketones to their respective carboxylic acids. What it will do? Whenever we are choosing our acidified KMNO4 or that of your alkaline KMNO4, it will further oxidize your aldehydes and ketones to their respective carboxylic acids. So there was now a greater setback for the scientists. They got a question. Is there any possibility so that we can stop the reaction at aldehydes and ketones itself? Yes, they came up with a new oxidizing agent, that was our PCC, which means what? Pyridinium chlorochromate. Pyridinium chlorochromate. So its structure basically is not needed, just I am giving you its structure will be in this way. Pyridinium chlorochromate, Cr double bond O Cl and a O minus. So basically pyridinium chlorochromate is actually a complex. Okay, it is actually a complex which has been formed by using our chromic trioxide with pyridine and that of your HCl. So ee moor compounds and use madkondu now ee PCC na martin. Sometimes they can ask you a question, what do you mean by PCC? Give the full form of PCC. PCC means what? Pyridinium chlorochromate. This is a general structure. This is your pyridinium, this is your chloro, this is our chromate. Okay, it's a complex which has been formed by using this chromic oxide, pyridine and HCl. So when this PCC is used, generally when from primary alcohol, if you want to prepare the respective aldehyde and you have to stop the reaction here itself, we will be using our PCC. Similarly, if you want to form secondary alcohol, if you want to prepare the ketone, alva, oxidize madda ketone ba illige stop madbeku andre, there we will be using our chromic anhydride, that is CrO3. So therefore your PCC and CrO3 are called as what? Weak oxidizing agent. Whereas our alkaline KMNO4 or acidified KMNO4, they will be called as what? Yes, they will be called as a strong oxidizing agent because they will not give you aldehydes and ketones. Instead, they will be giving you the respective carboxylic acids. Now let us see certain important reactions. So if I am going to choose RCHOH in the presence of PCC, remember this PCC can also be used for secondary alcohols, but when this PCC used for primary alcohol, whatever the aldehyde you are going to get, it will be in a good yield. Okay, since now here given is what? Your alcohol, which is a primary alcohol. So what it will do now? PCC, it will be giving our respective aldehyde, RC double bond OH plus H2O. For let us take an example, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. So in the presence of PCC. Okay, so what it will do? Yes, it is now going to convert the alcohol to only aldehyde. So you'll get the product as what? CH3, CH2, CH2 directly CHO. Are you able to understand? So from 1, 2, 3, 4 butanol. From butanol, what we are getting? 1, 2, 3, 4 butanol. Alva. So from butanol, we are getting what? Butanol. Alcohol in the aldehyde ge stop ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ we have to use mild oxidizing agents, that may be your PCC or that may be your CrO3. But in case if I am using now secondary alcohol CH3, CH, OH, CH3. So in case it is a secondary alcohols, I should use what? Chromic anhydride. Best oxidizing agent for secondary alcohol. So what I should get? Of course, since it is a secondary alcohol, of course I'm doing the oxidation. It has to stop in the ketone itself, alva. So CH3, C, double bond O, CH3 plus water. Are you getting my hints? So when we are treating the primary alcohol in the presence of PCC, I should get an aldehyde. When secondary alcohol is oxidized in the presence of chromic anhydride, I should get what? Ketone. Alva. So what it will be its name? So propane, propane 2-one. From propane to all. So from propane to all, I am getting propane 2-one. Are you getting my point? Is that clear? So guys, as I said, the PCC is a mild oxidizing agent, whereas that of your alkaline or acidified KMnO4 is a strong oxidizing agent. So now let's see one additional information of our PCC. That is, when we are choosing CH3, CH, double bond, CH, single bond, CH2, OH. So you have been given with a alcohol. But what is the major thing we are observing in this alcohol is, in this alcohol we are also having a double bond. Do remember, whenever we are using a PCC, that is your pyridinium chromium chloride, alva, pyridinium chromium chloride. So what we are observing over here, so in the presence of your PCC, we are seeing that it is only oxidizing our alcohol to that of your respective aldehyde. Are you able to see? So whatever part was there that is in your alcohol, it is only, the PCC is used only to oxidize. It is having the capability to oxidize only our alcohol to its corresponding aldehyde. But when the same compound is treated or it is undergone oxidation in the presence of alkaline KMnO4. Alkaline KMnO4, do remember, as we know that your acidified KMnO4 and alkaline KMnO4 being a strong reducing agent, they not only convert your alcohol to the carboxylic acid, along with that, they are also going to oxidize this double bond. So how does they do? So what is the product you are going to get is very much important. That is CH3, CH, OH, similarly CH, OH, and you'll be getting your COOH. So this is what we are obtaining when you are using your alkaline KMnO4. You can only notice the difference what we have seen. Since PCC being a mild oxidizing agent, it is only capable of oxidizing your alcohol to corresponding aldehyde. But when you are using your alkaline KMnO4 or acidified KMnO4, since they are very strong oxidizing agent, they have the capacity to even to oxidize your alcohol to your acid, even the double bond to the respective alcohols. Is that clear? Why I am saying this? Because take an additional information. Whenever an alkene is treated with that of your alkaline KMnO4, so you will be having in this way CH2OH, CH2OH. That is, we are getting ethane 1,2 diol from ethene. So whenever we are talking about KMnO4, it is having the capacity to oxidize that of your double bond to its corresponding diol. The same scenario we are just seeing over here. Since we have observed PCC being a mild oxidizing agent, it has only the capacity to convert your alcohol to respective aldehyde. Since it is very mild, it is not having the ability to oxidize your double bond. But that's not the case when you're taking the same compound and oxidizing with KMnO4. Whenever we use a KMnO4, along with oxidizing your alcohol to carboxylic acid, it also oxidizes that of your double bond to corresponding diol. So in organic reactions, whatever the reagents will be given to you plays a vital role. Okay. Let me give you a question. CH3, CH, OH, CH3. So this one I have treated with alkaline KMNO4. Alkaline KMNO4. So what does it give you the product? Of course I know it is a secondary alcohol. If it was having a CrO3, then I would have got a ketone. But since I have used what? A strong oxidizing agent. So what I should get is a carboxylic acid. So how it would be getting? Yes, I would be getting as CH3, COOH plus CO2 plus water. Are you observing? So we are just observing what is that. So this is our alcohol which was having the 3 carbon atoms. Which was having the 3 carbon atoms. But whereas whenever it is forming a product of your carboxylic acid, it will be having 1 carbon atom less than that. Are you able to see that part? Alva, 1 carbon atom will be less than that. When is this possible? When you are using your secondary alcohol. But when we talk about your primary alcohol, such a condition was not seen. If I mention anywhere, not mentioned. Let me give you the general reaction. So this was secondary alcohol, alva. Primary ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು CH2OH. So in the presence of our alkaline KMNO4. So what did I got? R COOH ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು R is there, R is there. 1 C is there, 1 C which is involved in that of your carboxylic acid. But here what has happened? Here we are observing what? Yes. Here in the alcohol we were having the 3 carbon atoms. But when it is forming that of your carboxylic acid, how many carbon atoms it is having? Only 2, whereas a 1 more carbon is involved in the formation of your carbon dioxide. These are the little minute things you have to note down. Okay. So what happens when alkaline KMNO4? Because some fellows they can write it in this way. CH3, CH2, COOH. See, this product will be totally wrong. Alva, yake? Because here whatever the secondary alcohol you are choosing, whenever it is treated with the alkaline KMNO4, the formed carboxylic acid will be having 1 carbon atom less than that of its parent secondary alcohol. Is that clear? So important thing what we came to know, generally I am writing primary alcohol on oxidation gives us aldehydes. Similarly, the secondary alcohol on oxidation, it gives us the ketones. And do remember, your tertiary alcohol do not undergo oxidation. One of the most important note you have to note it down. Okay. Primary alcohol na yavatte oxidation madrange aldehyde sigutte. Secondary alcohol na oxidation madre ketone sigutte. Ade tertiary alcohols na oxidation ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಬಂದ್ರೆ aldehydes na reduction ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ primary alcohol ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Ketones na reduction ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ secondary alcohol ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And also we came to know whenever we are using an alkaline or acidified KMNO4, it is the strongest reducing agent. So it is going to convert directly our primary or secondary alcohol to their respective carboxylic acids. So in order to stop in between, that is primary alcohol na aldehyde alle stop madakke, secondary alcohol na ketone alle stop madakke, we will be using the mild oxidizing agents, that is your PCC and chromic anhydride respectively. Is that clear? Okay. Next we are going to see one of the most important 3 reactions, that is what happens when alcohols are treated in the presence of heated copper catalyst. One of the major important reaction. Kela chances tumbane irutte. What happens when our respective primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols are treated with heated copper catalyst? Okay, let us see now. So guys, do remember, now we are going to study alcohol in the presence of heated copper catalyst. ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಏನಂತ, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ನ ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಈಗ ನಂಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಂಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕೆಟಾಲಿಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದೊಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಉಂಟಾ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಬಂತು. ಏನದು? ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ RCH2OH in the presence of copper at nearly 573 Kelvin ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೀಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಪರ್. ಈ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾಪರ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ವಾಟ್, ಹೀಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀಸನ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವೇನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as what, heated copper catalyst. So what we are observing, yes, we will be getting our aldehyde. We are getting this, we'll stop the reaction here itself, plus H2 will be eliminated out. Similarly, when secondary alcohol, that is RCHOH R', so when it is treated with, ನೋಡಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾಪರ್ ಕೆಟಾಲಿಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಪರ್ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್ ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನಾಟ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್, ಸಾರಿ, ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್. ಈ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೋಲಟೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ವೇಪರ್, ಆ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ, ಹೀಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಕೆಟಾಲಿಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ketone. But we didn't stop over here. What we did, we also checked out for our tertiary alcohol. Do remember, when tertiary alcohol vapors were treated with a copper catalyst at temperature, this is very much important, we are making a constant temperature of 573 Kelvin. Instead of undergoing an oxidation, it underwent dehydration. Enaitu? Dehydration agi namge alkenes ಕೊಡ್ತು. ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. CH3OH CH3. ಟರ್ಷರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ನ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಕಾಪರ್ at nearly 573 Kelvin temperature, what it underwent? It underwent dehydration to give us alkene CH3, C double bond CH2, single bond CH3. Very much important reaction. So ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, this much will be blocked. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು at 573 Kelvin. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ನಂಗೆ? ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಮೀ ಆಲ್ಡಿಹೈಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಹೀಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಕೆಟಾಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೀಟೋನ್. But when tertiary alcohol is undergoing with the copper at 573 Kelvin, remember we should get what? An alkene. Because why? It will be undergoing what? Dehydration. OH ikadinda hogta untu as OH minus, ಒಂದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, C double bond CH2. H ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು H ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಗೋಗಿ H ಪ್ಲಸ್ H OH ಆಗಿ H2O ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. Since water is been kicked off, it is called as what? Dehydration. Very, very much important reactions. Whatever we have studied today can become in any way. ರಿಯೇಜೆಂಟ್ ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಈ ಕಾಪರ್ ಕೆಟಾಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತೂ ಒಂದು ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಟರ್ಷರಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋದ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ, you should say it undergoes dehydration. Instead of undergoing an oxidation, it is undergoing what? Dehydration. Okay, very good of that. So in our next video we will be going to see how to identify your primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Before going to that part, let me remind you guys, in certain scenarios they can also give you in this way. O anta kotti PCC anta ಕೊಡೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದ್ಮಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಅರ್ಥ, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ PCC ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಇನ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಸಿನಾರಿಯೋಸ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯುವರ್ ನೇಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್. ಎನಿ ಕೇಸ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್. ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದಾಗ ಈ ತರ ನೇಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಡೂ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಹಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಸ್ ದಾಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಓಕೆ.